there guys, and welcome to this episode of my landscape photography vlog series kind of thing. Today in this video we're going to be talking a little bit about how I find new locations for landscape photography. So let's just jump into that right now. I'm going to shoot a location that I've never shot before, never been to before. I'll talk in a second about how I found this particular location, because it actually was a bit different than how I normally find places. But we're gonna run down a few different ways how I normally go about finding locations to shoot photos. For me, since I'm oftentimes hiking out in the mountains in the backcountry here in Colorado, I actually normally, how I find my locations to shoot is I'm actually looking up different trails and stuff that are around in the area where I live. So normally to find trails that are good for photography, I actually use an app called All Trails, which they have just loads of trails, located all over the world essentially on their app that you can download. And yeah, you can search your area and you can look at the map and see where all of the trails are around you. They have like pinpoints on it. And it has, like reviews from other people who have hiked the trail to see what the conditions are like, and also, photos and stuff, so I can get an idea of what the area looks like before I go into my next step of finding a location. So after I've settled on a location, normally through research through All Trails or photos I find online through like Google search or whatever, I'll normally hop into Google Maps or Google Earth and look at it in a satellite view, because honestly, this can give you a really good idea of what the terrain and location is going to look like, and you can even get an idea of what kind of compositions you might be able to work with and what kind of subjects you're going to try and shoot when you get there. Obviously, you don't know for sure until you actually get to the location and see it, but this can help you immensely. Especially Google Earth Pro, which is a app you can download on your computer or Google Earth on your phone, and they actually have 3D topography of locations. So I can go into Google Earth and search in a location I'm looking at, and then I can actually put it in 3D mode and actually see what the surrounding landscape looks like to get an idea of what kind of compositions I can get there, what kind of subjects I'm going to photograph, what kind of terrain I'm going to be dealing with. It's honestly the best tool, or one of the best tools I've found quite recently for researching locations to shoot landscape photography. If you're into shooting outdoor adventure landscape photography, I'd recommend downloading All Trails app to find trails around you. Use that to research. Use Google search to research images and such, and then definitely download Google Earth on your phone and use that, because it's completely changed how I do research for locations to shoot. This particular location I'm shooting at today, I actually found it by accident when I was shooting the last place I went to. In the last video I made where I was shooting those waterfalls, that's actually a mile that way. So after I shot that location, I was driving back home down this road over here, and I saw these waterfalls from the road. And I didn't really know anything about them, so I went on to Google Maps and just looked up the area, and I found them. So that's where I'm heading today. Gonna go shoot some different waterfalls, but this is the first time I've been to these, as opposed to the last ones I went to. The last video was the second time I'd been there. This is the first time I'm shooting this location, so we'll see how these waterfalls turn out to shoot, because to be honest with you, other than just seeing a few photos online, I'm not really sure what to expect as far as how the compositions are going to turn out and what I'll be able to find. That's kind of the whole point of it, is just go check the place out and see what I can find. So I'm hiking up this trail to get to the waterfalls, and this has got to be one of the most beautiful aspen tree forests I've seen anywhere in this state, to be honest with you. We have these aspen tree groves and forests all over Colorado in this alpine mountain environment, but these ones are just perfectly straight, and they're just gorgeous. God, they're beautiful. So pretty. Okay, so this is not the main waterfall. These are the cascades below the main waterfall, and they're even gorgeous. Look at that. So pretty. It's amazing. I can't believe I didn't know this was here before. And again, there's nobody else up here. I'm the only one. It's a pretty primitive trail as well. It's almost overgrown, so you can tell there's not a lot of traffic of people that are hiking up here, which is pretty cool. But it's so close to the main road and everything. It's crazy to me that it's so secluded, but it's so close to everything. It's so cool when you find a hidden gem like this that you just didn't know about. There's nobody else around. It's you feel like you get the whole place to yourself. It's really something special. I set a tripod right here on this rock and did a couple of 2-second long exposures of these cascades here. And I tried to include this little tiny one you see right there as well. We'll see how that turned out. I took a few different compositions just to see what'll work, and then obviously I'll figure that out once I get in and start editing them. But even if you look up, you can see there's even more cascades like above this cascade. There's even more. I think the main waterfall is actually just like way up there. You could probably hardly even see it from down here. So we'll head out a bit further and see if we can find some more shots up there. Climbed up this hill right here. It's kind of steep and slippery, and I actually set up the tripod right here, and then I think I got a much better composition and view of the waterfall from up higher. So we'll put that last photo up there. I think that was the best one of them all. And that's kind of what you gotta do when you're out shooting stuff like this. You just gotta kind of like trial and error, try different areas and see which works best. Normally I'll pick like 2 or 3 different areas in one spot and just try different spots, and then, you know, see which one works the best. And I feel like this one definitely worked out the best. Just when I thought the lower spot was really amazing and it couldn't get much better, I hike up this hill more, and then I find this double waterfall cascade coming here. And this isn't even the upper one. The upper waterfall is a huge cascade, which you can see way up there. Just barely can see the top of it coming out right there. That's where we're headed next. But this is just an absolutely beautiful spot. I can't believe this is like truly an amazing hidden gem, and I'm just like, I'm so ecstatic right now that I found this place and I had it completed myself. And this is why you do it. This is why you do landscape photography. This is why I get out in nature and go on hikes. For moments in places like this is why I do it, right here. I have found what I think is going to be composition number 1 of these upper waterfalls. It's kind of funny, I'm getting sprayed by water right now because there's multiple little cascades. There's one straight above me. Gotta get those leaves in the way. There's one straight above me that's like, it's dropping a little water, and it's kind of covering me in water. Anyway, if you can see through that little gap right there, that's the main waterfall that's cascading down through that gap, kind of framed between the cliffside and those pine trees right there. So that's what the first composition I'm going to go for. I think this waterfall is going to be better to shoot from that side. So I'm going to walk across this very wet, kind of treacherous, rocky area, and try to shoot the water from that side, because I think that the composition and the view of the fall in general will be better from that side. So let's walk over there. I'm soaking wet from all the water from the waterfall dripping down off this cliff, but I did get a photo of this waterfall. So I got the tripod sitting right there, kind of set that up. I think I did a 2-second long exposure on the tripod. Now, since there was so much water dripping off of this cliff here, and that waterfall getting like that camera like soaking wet, and the lens and everything covered in water, I actually had to like kind of keep the lens covered up with like a cloth while I was setting up the shot, and just keep wiping it off before I clicked the shutter. I had like a 2-second timer on to take the photo, so it's like there's no, movement in the tripod. But yeah, it's like, these are kind of like somewhat challenging conditions to shoot in, because it's just wet, it's rocky, and there's hills everywhere, and you're just trying not to fall. And then I dropped my bag and my water bottle's gone, so it's been an interesting adventure to say the least. Well, we're gonna say goodbye to this beautiful location and to my water bottle. It's lost somewhere in the forest down there. I tried to look again for it, couldn't find it, but other than that, it was a great trip. Really enjoyed going to this spot, and I'm amazed that I didn't know this place existed before. So hopefully I came out with some good photos and maybe some advice for you guys to use if you're looking for some landscape photography locations, kind of just taking you through my process of how I find my locations to shoot, and it works pretty well for me. If you'd like to, subscribe to my YouTube channel below if you want to see more videos on landscape photography. And follow me on Instagram at envision_adventure, link below. Also my website where I post all my photos and my photography blog posts. That's envisionadventure.net. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.